Hello LEGO fans, Force Bricks back here with a new video. Today I'm going to be reviewing my newest build for Legends of the Master of the Sun. And let me just say, this is probably the goofiest thing I've ever built, but at the same time it's so cool. So let's hop right into it. Now at first, the main build, or one of the main builds, may not look like much. It's just a small core style mech. I'm not going to go in depth right now because I still have the minifigures to do. But you may notice there's clips down here. And that's because this mock was inspired by Lego Ninjago Rogue's Mech Dragon Rider. And you're saying, well, if he built a dragon, what's goofy about that? And here's the thing, I didn't build a dragon. I built a giant chicken. Just so that I could show it to my cousins, mount the mech, and listen to them yell, "Chicken Jockey!" This is great. Alright, let's get into the minifigures so I can get to talking about this thing. Alright, so I think we'll start off with the good guys. The main character of this set is Shock, Elemental Master of Conduction. It's just a fancy way of saying lightning. I gave him a wolf mask body, specifically the one used on Jordana and Cinder from 2024, the first two waves. Then I gave him Ahsoka Tano's legs from the final season of Clone Wars, a tan hat I got from the Rumble Keeper, and a face I got from a Bruce Wayne. His weapon is a dragon handle with a yellow lightning coming off of it. Solid minifigure. Usually he has a golden armor piece. I'd not include that because he doesn't fit in the mech with it on. So, alright, nice minifigure. Let's move on to his sister. Alright, so Shock's sister's name is Nyx, and she is the Master of Mind. I used Ahsoka Tano's face for her and some Dark Trooper legs. She has Nia's hair from Ninjago and an Imperium Guard armor piece from Ninjago. She uses the same body as Shock does, and she has a white spear that I got from the Rumble Keeper. And then she also has gold hands. I'm going to have to say this is not as good as Shock. I feel like since Shock was the first one I made, he's kind of just better. But this is a good minifigure. She used to be a bad guy, fighting for the good guy side now. So same thing happened with Shock. But let's move on to the new wave of bad guys. Alright, I don't know if he's been any sets in any of my mocks before, but this is Robo Brecken. It's Zane's face with red eyes. The black version of the hairpiece I used to use for my minifigure. He's got a Dark Trooper body because obviously they're droids too. And he's got gold arms with gray hands. And he's got like this weapon. My idea for this was like the bottom, well, if I do it correctly, the bottom part like flicks off and it becomes like a flail, but it's also like a taser staff at the same time. It was cool in concept, didn't really work. And then his legs are the legs from the Boba Fett from Book of Boba Fett. And then he has a little jetpack on the back with an orange stud, because when I made this minifigure, this is based on the Brecken that only had the power of the sun, not the power of Vortex yet. But solid minifigure, gotta be one of my favorites. He's been bad his whole time. You know what they say? I don't know what I was gonna say there. But this is a cool dude. Let's move on to the final minifigure of the set. Alright, our final minifigure may look familiar. He is not Pythor. He does not have a name. I might call him Pythor just because he does not have a name. But he's like a ghost version of Pythor. Most of his torso is the same. He uses the same Pythor head from Legacy and the torso from Legacy. I'll remove that so you can see the torso better. But he's got like a gem in the center of his chest. And he has a black arm, which came with the torso, and he has a green and purple arm, which came with the legs, and the legs are from a Ghost minifigure that I got in a Cole vs. Ghost Ultimate Battle set. And he has like a spectral spear. For his accessories that go on his neck, he has this piece, which is what most of the time what I'd be giving him. And then he also has this cape piece, which I'm going to struggle to get on in front of the camera. So I'll just put his head back on and put that on off camera. But solid minifigure. That's all the minifigures for this set, or for this mock. Let's move on to the smaller ones of the main build, the Mech. Okay, so of the main builds, the smaller one is this Mech. It is designed to look like Shock. At least the colors of the body and stuff are meant to look like Shock. He uses some golden SCCBS armor pieces up on the shoulders, and he's got some like gray looking pants and a dark blue torso with some more dark blue underneath. I had to use a light blue SCCBS piece because I don't have that piece in dark blue. I don't even think it exists, but like it's fine. Super simple feet. And in the cockpit, there's just a little tan seat. So I can take Shock and I can just attach him in there. And if you don't want his weapon laying around, you can take this sword off the back and clip that on there. The back is very plain, just a standard back of a mech. But you can put the sword in the hand where there's a Technic pin for it to connect. And I use the new mech fingers to make the fingers. But this guy has the standard range of posability for SCCBS or core mechs. Pretty cool. I gave him a little flag on the top just to symbolize like, hey, he's the good guy. Not that the bad guys get anything in this set, but so yeah, nice little small mech. Let's move on to the chicken. So this chicken, he is a mech, or was supposed to be a mech. It didn't really work right, because you can't really tell he's a mech except for this little number branded on his butt cheek over here. He's got a head with a big comb on it, and I tried to make it look like smooth, and I gave it some sort of mechanical detailing here. It's not like the most obvious thing. Posability on this dude, he can move his head like so. His wings flap, and you can like move them back and out and forward and back and out and up and down. So lots of posability there. The tail has a little bit of movement. It's fine. There's not much that you need there, or shouldn't be. And then the legs can move forward and backward, and the feet can as well. Let's go into some of the smaller details. I think this time I'm actually going to start at the head. So actually for the head, I brick built it. Don't know what else I would have done. It's not like Lego makes a giant chicken face. I gave him a nice big looking comb here, and he's got part of it more, it looks like a little horn up here. His beak is flame yellowish orange, and he's got a yellow eyeball. Like it's supposed to be like a camera lighting thing. And then I gave him white teeth pieces to like be feathers going back, connecting to the neck. I used a big slope piece here, and I did the neck. I actually did the whole neck similarly to the way the Pegasus flying horse from Lego Dreams does. I even used this same piece here. And then the belly is white all the way down. The sides of it are black. I used lots of black slope pieces. And its back is dark blue until you get to the saddle where it's brown. The wings, I used blade pieces I got from Firstborn, the Lego set from a couple years back, the big $60 dragon. I used wings from, or these blades from Firstborn to make the wings, and I gave him the OG, I gave the chicken the OG dragon feet for its feet, because technically dragons are raptors. So I thought, like, why not give a bird, which is a member of the raptor family, legs? I'm sorry, I am rambling. The legs are a bit thicker up here, at the top, and they get skinnier as they go down to kind of like mimic a real chicken's legs. And then here at the tail, let me move this wing out of the way. Not a lot of motion. It's attached by a single clip, despite there being 3. Those others are so that it doesn't like flop all over the place. Of course, it can still move. I tried to like shape it like a real chicken's tail feathers, so it didn't turn out that good. Yeah. All right, let me show you how the mech connects. So the way that you connect the mech is obviously you have to have the mech, and there are clips on his butt cheeks. And what you do is you can take the mech, and you can see there are clips here too. You can slot the mech on and make it like that. And so now you can do whatever you want, position the wings back or whatever, because I often don't see my chickens like flapping their wings out to the sides, you know. So I like to position the wings back for realism, even though this whole thing is kind of stupid. It's hilarious. And so, yeah. And now we can make this chicken jockey fight this chicken jockey. I wonder who's gonna win. Probably the big one. Simply because I made it and I control its powers. No, but in all realism, this is a really good mock. I feel like this would retail probably for around $50 if it were a real set. $50 seems fair for this. You get 2 builds. One is a very small mech that would retail for $10, and like the bigger one of the 2 builds probably would like retail for $40. I don't know. I didn't count the pieces this time. I've been getting lazy with that. I don't count the pieces hardly ever anymore. But I think that's all I have to say for this mock. Thank you guys for watching. Remember to like the video, comment down below if you have any other ideas for me to build, and subscribe to the channel if you want to see more awesome Lego content. Whether it's mocks, dreams, Ninjago. I may have a few Star Wars videos coming out in the future. I don't know. But remember to subscribe if you like all that good stuff. So, I'll see you in my next video. Bye, guys.